I've come to be known as a man who enjoys him some jank decks. And that's great. I love being the guy who pushes the boundaries and innovates the format. But I can't help but feel like my content is missing a certain perspective regarding the median experience of what playing Edison format is actually like. So in this series, I'm going to try my hand at the popular meta decks that have come to define Edison format. This is the well-worn path. Today we are going to be playing the deck that I consider to be the #1 most toxic deck in Edison format. That's right, more toxic than Dragon Turbo, more toxic than the weird frog FTK thing that a couple people have played. And it's a deck that receives a lot of hate, actually, from not just me, but other Yu-Gi tubers, the community in general, and that hate is 100% justified. We are talking, of course, about Gladiator Beast. Now, rather than going over the deck profile, which is just completely self-explanatory, I'm just going to spend the deck profile segment talking about why I hate this deck so much. Now, reason number one I hate this deck is because the deck is what we call pre. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with this term, what I'm essentially referring to is the fact that Gladiator Beast is not a good deck. It's like a mid-tier sort of deck, but it hard counters a couple things. So if you just run into this horrible matchup, it can completely ruin your day, even though the deck is just not that good and is probably not going to top in general, so it can feel really annoying in that sense. Now, for those of you who don't know, Gladiator Beast actually used to be one of the most popular, if not the #1 most popular deck in Edison format. I think in like 2020 or something, it was probably the #1 most represented deck at Edison tournaments. It was like the Black Wings of that dark age in Edison format. Where everyone was just playing Gladiator Beast. It has completely fallen off the map in the competitive metagame since then. In the past year or two, it's topped a couple side events, but it hasn't really performed much at all. Major reason for that is the Blackwing matchup sucks, and the Frog matchup, which used to be really disproportionate in your favor, is now more like 50-50 because the Frog deck has improved so much, whereas Gladiator Beasts have kind of just been stagnant. The second more major reason I hate Gladiator Beasts is because it warps gameplay in just a horrible way, where it almost feels like modern format, where advantage just snowballs in such a way that it's there's that element of back and forth that's in most old formats just isn't there with the Gladiator Beasts. It's just they summon their guy and set their back row, and all of a sudden it's I have to out this right now, and if I don't out this, I'm in a terrible spot. But if you do out it, then they're in a terrible spot. It's not like most decks where it's I summon my guy, I do my play, you go, then you out my thing, then I go, I out your thing. That's just not there with Gladiator Beasts. The game is just decided in the first couple turns based on who happens to draw better in their opening hand. It really feels like. So that's the #1 reason that I despise this deck. It's just the style of gameplay is unlike anything else in Edison format in a really bad sense. So that's my basic explanation for why I hate Glads. Anyway, let's get into the dreaded gameplay segment of the video. I hope I lose, to be honest. Let's just get this over with. Okay, we've lost RPS. Good start. Good start. An excellent beginning to us hopefully losing this match. Oh, just looking at the hand is... Oh, it's disgusting. Why did I agree to play this? Why would I do this to myself? Well, let's see. We got not a whole lot of options, to be honest. I think maybe we should upstart, but we can... Yeah, let's just upstart first, I guess. Alright, that was just a worthless upstart, I'm not gonna lie. That was bad. I guess we could try summoning Darius and attacking. But it's probably just going to hit into a back row or a Raikou. Okay, no, it's a fairy. Well, the fairy's going to trigger. And we'll see if we get orange lighted. So... we could go for Bestie to try and get rid of the back row. Or we could just try to pop the monster. I think I'm just going to pop the monster. Let's just summon this. And if I get orange lighted, whatever. Okay, no orange light. So we go end phase set 3. I don't know what that back row was, but it didn't do anything. Alright, we have the road. If he has judgment, we lose the duel. No judgment, so we're chilling. Gonna summon Dimalk. It's actually a kind of okay matchup for Glads, maybe. I kind of just want to deprison that. It's definitely not the worst matchup for Glads. Okay. How to do this? The Sekitor being in my hand really makes this harder than it needs to be. We could just out the back row attack. Which I guess is fine. Maybe he has book, though? I don't know. Okay, so we're just gonna do this. Go into you. Why didn't I get mirrored last turn? Yo, if he just mirrored me last turn, I don't think he would be in this situation. Not gonna lie. I'm just gonna attack here. Let's see what he does. I don't know what you're holding this. What if I had just popped it? With the bestie. Oops. End of battle. This goes back. We're now going for... Who are we going for? The big guy, or is there... There's nothing in our grave, so we just get the big guy. Whatever. And now I think we just pass, and we threaten Gyzaris next turn, so... That's rough. I'm gonna book to protect my Stardust. We know he has Honest, because he wouldn't have attacked with Dimalk last turn. Alright, well this should just be like the end of the game, right? Or I'm actually like 100 damage short. Oh, that's rough. Maybe he's got orange light, but we could stop it with Stardust. So we're gonna hit with you. Hit with you. Why isn't there a GB that burns? That would be funny. We go, get you back. Go into... What even? What do I actually go into here? And go ready Ari banish one of his... Does that even help? He's only on 2 fairies. He's probably not getting to 4. You know what? Let's just go one of you and then... One of... Let's just go 2 of them. Let's just have 2 big guys. Let's stop thinking so much. This isn't a thinking deck. This is a button mash deck. Alright, the opponent is scooped. I don't know. What are we even siding versus fairies? Limb. Limb seems like a good option. What do you take out of Glads? Maybe this card. This card's not very good. And then, like... Smashing Ground is probably good. Die-Fi is maybe good. I'm just like... I don't know how I feel about that card in general, especially... Well... Maybe like this. And just take out the upstarts. And... Alright. Now the deck is even more toxic because it has Die-Fi in it, so... Excellent. I feel like the opponent misplayed that, though. Like... You should always just flip the mirror there. The way the Glad Beast deck just, like, snowballs, there's no reason not to just stop that first attack. Alright. Well, the first thing we should do is force the Judgment. Oh. The opponent has just set 3 with... Okay, well, you know, it's their right to do that, I guess, but... Heavy Storm's a card that exists, so I don't... Like, you could have just set, like, 1 or even 2 of these, and you wouldn't have instantly lost the duel to Heavy Storm. But now you have instantly lost the duel to Heavy Storm, so what you gonna do? Alright, so we should probably just out this with the Murmillo. It's like really free. We can save the smashing for later. And then I'm just gonna set Deep Prison and pass. I'm not gonna play into the storm here. Damn, wish I had set Brain. What's he gonna do realistically with us though? Synchro? Oh, he's gonna Cyber Valley. Yeah, that's pretty good. Man, I wish I had set Book. I could have. Well, would it even been great? Like, he probably would have just hit something and hit over my guy anyway. So, it's pretty mediocre. Pretty mediocre in all honesty. Let's go for Proving Ground here. Summon this guy. Just to get the most damage and we can tag into something. Like Rediari or Bestiari. I'm gonna go Bestie pop the back row. Was Judgment? Did just Judgment my summon? Okay, I don't know. Like, you gotta flip those back row against GBs, man. Like, just flip them. No thoughts. Just flip them. How hard do I want to play into stuff? I don't think I want to make Gyzaris. I think that plays into way too much. So, then again, playing into Torrential's real bad, too. I think I might just swing with Bestiari. Okay, we get deprisoned. I'm gonna protect him, actually. I really don't want that thing getting banished, so... Yeah. What do I do? I think... Still, we just don't want to lose to Heavy off the top. So I'm gonna leave the one deprisoned. The only... MST is gone, so, like, Heavy is the thing that's remaining. That's scary. So we should play around that one and not the other one. So he kind of has to summon something and play into my D-Prison here. We'll use the D-Prison. That's weird, though. Every time I played the Fairy matchup, it felt like GB's was super easy. I was building, like, I was with, like, the Chaos version. Which, I don't know, I feel like Orange Light's insane. Honest is insane. Stuff like the beaters like Soul and Cyber Dragon are insane. It's hard to think of this as a bad matchup, honestly. But maybe... I guess when they draw War Chariot, it's hard. Let's just make Gyzaris here since we have access to another monster in the form of Proving. Alright, we get booked. We set Mirror Force. I think it's at best 50-50 for Glads. But we have one, so unfortunate. I was really rooting for our opponent. They're playing a cool deck. We're playing a lame deck, but just sometimes, you know, against Glads, it's one of those decks where it feels like the outcome is sort of out of your control. That being said, I feel like our opponent made a couple misplays. I would have to look at the replay, I guess, but I think you should just shotgun your back row versus Glads every single time, and they weren't doing that. So anyway, I know you guys did not enjoy this episode of The Well-Worn Path. I certainly did not. It was painful every second. I felt like the villain of the movie just doing this. I'm definitely never doing it again. So yeah, that concludes today's video. Like, comment, subscribe, share, become a member, and I'll see you next time.